redemption on my peanut butter fudge. Hey y'all, it's April, and I finally got redemption on that peanut butter fudge. You want to start off with 1.5 sticks of butter, and it can be salted or unsalted. I always use salted. Then 3 cups of sugar, and 2/3 cup of that evaporated milk. And if you want, it's pretty much the same recipe as the chocolate fudge I just posted. And also, I did notice one thing, the evaporated milk, it's the 12-ounce can. You can use 2/3 cup or 6 ounces. So you could use 1 can for your chocolate fudge and your peanut butter fudge. But anyway, it's basically the same recipe with the exception of instead of the chocolate chips and the nuts, you're just using 1 cup of peanut butter. That's pretty much it. So anyway, you're going to take your sugar, milk, and butter, and you're going to let that melt. And I usually start that out on high until it gets melted, and then I turn it down on medium. And make sure that you are stirring or whisking almost constantly, because if not, it can scorch on you. And if you see the little brown flakes, that's where it's almost scorched on me, but I've caught it in time. And you are going to let that come to a rolling boil, which means it's an aggressive boil that will not whisk down. You can stick your whisk in there and whisk, 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 and those bubbles are still just as active as they were before the whisk is in there. And also, like I told you in my chocolate fudge video, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. I had a precious viewer on my fudge that I kind of failed, which basically I just didn't cook it long enough, I think is what happened. She said that her mother, you know, she's been cooking fudge for over 60 years, and when she was a little girl and her mother taught her, she said to listen. And when your fudge is about ready to pull from the heat, it's going to make like this crackling sound. And I started doing that. I was listening to the fudge, and I noticed that when it's boiling, you're going to hear that boiling, bubbly, like top sound. But there is a change in the sound when it's getting closer to time, and it is that little crackling sound. But what you do is once your sugar mixture and all of that reaches that aggressive boiling stage, that rolling boil, you're going to set your timer for 5 minutes. And they say 5 minutes exactly. And I also used a candy thermometer. And this time I let it go past what I did my previous fudge. I let the temperature get up to 239. So you can go between 230, 240. But around 239 is when I pulled it, just like I did the chocolate fudge. And you'll notice right around the 235-ish mark is when you will hear that crackling sound. And it's roughly about 2.5, 3 minutes in, when you only have about 2.5 minutes or so left, you'll start hearing kind of, it's starting to change, but definitely toward that minute, you'll hear kind of like that crackling. You'll start hearing it change a little bit. So anyway, I used 3 methods. I used the timer method, the hearing, the crackling, and my thermometer. And like I said, I let it go to 239. Anyway, once your sugary mixture has reached that stage, then you're going to pull it from the heat and you're going to take it to your countertop. And you add your cup of peanut butter and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And it's just like with the other, it's it's hard. You're going to have to use your muscles. You will also notice your vanilla extract. It will actually cause it to kind of look shiny again. And at first you're thinking, oh no, did that mess up? No, just keep beating it. And I'm so sorry that this is extremely up close and personal. But my phone was giving me fits. But I do fix it here in a little bit. But you're going to add your cup of peanut butter and you're going to beat it and kind of whip it. And when it starts somewhat losing that shine, when you're whipping it with your wire whisk, then you're going to go ahead and add your 1 7-ounce jar of that fluff, that jet puff marshmallow cream. So you're going to add 1 whole jar, and that stuff's hard to come out. But once everything is in and it's starting to lose that shininess again, if you want to add nuts, you can go ahead and add nuts. I don't for this because I don't like nuts in my peanut butter fudge. But if you did want nuts, then it's 1 cup of chopped either pecans or chopped walnuts, 1 cup. But once it's starting to look dull, then you're going to go ahead and transfer it into your pan. Now this pan, I don't really know the difference, so I don't guess it really matters. It just makes it a lot thicker. You can put it in like an 8x8, a 9x9, pan, and I've got mine in my 9x9 pan, but it does make the fudge a little thick. But you can also put it in the 9x13 pan like I did the chocolate fudge. But it really does make it easier to use some parchment paper. Just put parchment paper on top and let it be sitting on top of your glass dish or whatever dish that you're using. And then pour your fudge in that and then spread it out really good and then just let it sit. And because whenever you go to pull it out to chop it up, it's a breeze pulling it out of there with that parchment paper, and then you can cut it. And if you don't accidentally spill over top of your parchment paper or somehow it leaks through, then your pan's clean. You don't have to even worry about washing it. That one I kind of got it a little on it, but that's no big deal. I still wash it. But it's still a lot easier to do it that way. And you can see my husband here, God love him, he actually come over and helped me stir a little bit more, and he poured it in the pan for me, because I'm telling you, that stuff, you need some muscles. So anyway, that's it. And then you're going to let it sit in your dish and let it cool. It's going to take a good couple hours. I think I let mine sit on the countertop about a good hour, and then I put it in the fridge, and it sat in the fridge for a few hours because we had to run to town. Then I come back up, I just pull it out and I slice it up in thin little slices. Then you're going to store it in an airtight container. And I personally like my fudge in the fridge, so I keep it in the fridge. But you can keep it in your refrigerator or your countertop in an airtight container for about 2 to 3 weeks. If you keep it in your refrigerator, though, make sure it is a really good airtight container, not just one with the lid on it, because you want to keep moisture away from your fudge. And then if you want to freeze some of it, it's fine. You can freeze it for about 2 to 3 months. Just make sure it's wrapped really well. And it's in an airtight container. Again, you want to prevent any moisture from getting into your fudge. Anyway, that is it. Yes, I know this is just a voiceover. I was trying to do a few of these videos quickly and get them out as quick as I can. I know Christmas is about here, y'all. We just have a few days left, and I was wanting to get these videos out fast. So that's it for this video. If you like it or have learned something, or you're glad I finally redeemed myself, then give me a thumbs up. And honestly, the only thing different I've done with this fudge than the one I failed on, I cooked it a little bit longer. I let it go instead of 231, I let it go to 239. And then I add the jar of peanut butter. I add the jar of marshmallow cream. So that's the only thing different I've done with this fudge. And the ratio was just a little bit different because it's a different recipe. But still, that's really the only difference. But anyway, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button and become part of our crazy family. And turn on the notification bells, because I will be bringing out more videos. And sorry, I'm sounding hoarse. But anyway, that's it. I will stop gabbing. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye. Hey, and if you like this video, check out my previous Christmas video. And also, you may want to check out my 13 Snacks of Halloween series. Talk to you soon.